Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Cal Royal, part number BA00. The BA is Cal Royal's, a member of Cal Royal's Grade 2 cylindrical knob lock. It's called the Barrington series. This lock happens to be the OO function, which is an entrance in a 32D satin stainless steel finish. Let's go over it. I have one removed from the box. I'd like to go through it with you now. This is a very good quality knob lock. This is an imported lock from Cal Royal that is a lock that I've been selling for 15 years for sure, and it has been my faithful stock, inexpensive grade 2 knob lock. Stainless steel finish, satin chrome, satin nickel, it's all good. This happens to be stainless steel. Easy to work on, easy to rekey. I don't believe that in all my years I've ever had one that has failed. Okay, sure, I don't sell a lot of these compared to their levers, but the fact of the matter is I don't have any levers that have failed either that I can recall. Nice quality return springs on the knobs. It feels like its construction gives the impression of quality. There's no question. So you've got the lock, cylindrical lock, knobs on both sides. An entrance function is a push and turn, so you can leave it locked, or you can have an office function where as soon as you rotate that, it becomes unlocked. Or of course you can leave it as a passage where it's always unlocked on both sides. This comes with, from the factory, a 2 3/4 latch bolt, back set latch bolt, that has a edge plate of 2 1/4 by 1 1/8. This is going to fit into a standard 161, a government 161 lock prep. This will include a 4 7/8 strike, also stainless steel. Okay, typical lip length about 1 5/16, something in that range, 1 1/4. This will include 2 Schlage look-alike keys in a C keyway in a 6-pin. It's drilled 6 and it's pinned 6. Okay, nice smooth action on the cylinder. It will come with a bag of screws, which are really just a total of 6. You'll need 2 for the latch, you'll need 2 for the strike, that's 4, and then you're going to need 2 to hold the lock on. The final thing is the spanner wrench that it will include. We're going to use that, and to remove the knob, there's a tab, a spring-loaded tab down there, that you'll be able to stick that in, pull the knob off. Okay. That's a threaded rosette assembly on the inside, which I happen to like. Okay. And you've got your plate. The last 2 screws are those longer machine screws. They will go through here and into the tapped area here. Those 2 longer screws. So your plate is on. The door is now actually attached. You'll bring this from the inside, thread it down until it stops. You're going to want to have that balanced equally. Both of the inner and outer rose assemblies are threaded, so you're going to want that to be balanced equally. You'll use your spanner wrench here, a little dimple that's there. Put your spanner wrench in and rotate that to make it tighter than you can with your hands. And of course, you will, when you inspect the knob, you'll see that the tab is there and it's really in no other place. You're going to want to run the slot down in the same area of where that tab is going to be. Pushing it on, if it's straight, it will literally push the tab down and it will pop back out. You're going to want to test that to make sure that it's engaged properly. And that's it. Okay. Now, some other dimensions. A rose diameter, about 3-inch rose diameter. Typical projection from the face of the door is going to be about 2 3/4 inch. That knob diameter is going to be about 2 1/8. Okay. Easy to rekey if you're going to do that. No fits. Sometimes imported locks are just brutal to rekey because they're all but impossible to get put back together. Not the case really with Cal Royal locks at all. They're exit device trims, they're lever locks, they're deadbolts. None of it is causes a fit when you're considering installing it or rekeying it. The outer escutcheon features the prongs that will go into the semicircles of a 161 prep in a metal door that would occur at 3 and 9 o'clock, or in a wood door, they would just bite down into the face of the door. And that just helps prevent the chassis from spinning through use of that rotational force always being put on it. Installation instructions are included with the lock, and there's a link below here as well to them. There's also a link to the template, but the installation instructions first give you the procedure to remove the cylinder from the door, from the knob, and to make that work. Typical sort of procedure for doing that: insert the key, and then rotate it clockwise 90 degree. You're going to want to have the access hole for the tab pointed towards you. You're going to turn that key and keep it turned 90 degree. Bring your spanner wrench, push that in the hole, then you'll be able to then use this hand to force the knob up, and it will come out. I'd like to remove the key at this point. I might use my spanner wrench as a little lever to pull the inner rosette off, and then at that point I can just circle around and pull that off, get my fingers underneath there. Or, in some cases, use the tool again. Okay. And your knob comes out. This would be appropriate for you to do also if you need to rehand the lock. If you care about what orientation the cuts are directed in when you install it, you might have to reverse it. Typical C-clip, that's going to hold the back of the plug to the cylinder housing, and you've got your tailpiece here. Reverse the process, that's going to go back down in. It can only go in one way. You're going to want to make sure that the face of the cylinder actually exits the plug. Put your inner rose back on, or your inner knob assembly back on. That'll snap down. Hold that tailpiece down to control where the cylinder is, and then I like to insert the key into there. Then, depending on the hand of the door, I will put that with the teeth up either this way or this way. You're going to want to push that down as far as you'll go. You'll have to jimmy the key a little bit because it will rock the tailpiece into the slotted receptacle inside the lock housing. And once you get that down, it will not go any further because the inner part of the knob stem will be hitting the projected tab. Rotate that key 90 degrees. Hold it rotated, bring your spanner wrench to that tab, push it down, and then you'll be able to push that down and it will be locked in. And the only thing you want to do is visually inspect it, and that time it was a misfire. Visually inspect it to make sure that it is seated into the knob, because there's nothing worse, and take my word for it, than driving 10 miles away on a Friday afternoon from a lock job in traffic, and then the client calls and says the knob just came off in my hand. Pull on it to make sure it's seated properly. You can see there that it's seated properly. Okay, that's how you reverse it or rekey it in terms of access to the cylinder. Everything else in the installation instructions we've covered. The template is there, but there's a separate link for the template, which 2 3/4 back set, 2 1/8 hole, 2 1/4 by 1 1/8 wide. If it's a metal door, it's going to work perfectly. You can purchase the 2 3/8 latch bolt separately. You can purchase a different strike separately as well for the lock. You can have Cal Royal do master keying sort of procedures on it, and it's a great lock. Here's where I like to use this sort of lock set. You've got a school, and the school is full of grade 1 domestically manufactured lever locks. Each lock is $400 each. Okay, not every door is going to require that. For sure, somewhere in the back of the building, in the custodial area, there's going to be a furnace room that's not handicap compliant, and really, all you need is a nice quality lock that's going to last. It'll be compatible with your keying system, and you don't have to spend $400. That's where I like to use this. Residential applications, I have sold this to countless people here in Chicago that have built 3 flats And we use these on the 3 doors. We use the 05 function, which is a storeroom function on the common area doors, the gates, if you can't get to the back of it. It works splendidly, and they have for years and years and years without any sort of problem or failure at all. Good quality lock. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up all things Cal Royal related that we sell. You can pull up a link to the manufacturer's website along with a link to the full product catalog. The summary of Cal Royal is this. I've been selling their products for many years. They are really the picture of a well-oiled machine. You send an order, they send a confirmation, they send a tracking number. Day 1, day 2, day 3, it's gone. Happens every time and has been for a very long time. Good quality products, very good quality customer service. Technical support's not a non-issue. There's really nothing to go to there with technical support, not that I've had to engage with, but I imagine you get the impression that their customer service people are basically educated to the point or trained to the point where they are technical support as well. Their product offering has been growing leaps and bounds over the years. Their catalog has gone from hinges, door closers, lock sets, and then auxiliary hardware, trim and auxiliary hardware, to including a significantly greater diversity of all those lines, new product lines like continuous geared aluminum hinges, electrified hardware, additional trim and auxiliary hardware, additional styles and designs of everything. The 1 or 2 times I've had to call on Cal Royal for a warranty claim of some door closers, it was handled immediately and without need for further discussion once the information was supplied, the date of purchase, the PO number, etc. They were very good about that. And the summary, if you are a subcontractor and you install metal doors, look at their hinges, look at their lock sets, look at their exit devices. You just can't go wrong. There's a confluence of cost and value that's going to be really hard to beat. And take my word for it, I honestly wouldn't sell it if I had problems with it failing in the field. And I continue to sell it 15 years plus down the road and continue to do so on a weekly basis. So if you have any questions on the Cal Royal CBA00, and it's of course available in all your functions: passage, privacy, classroom, storeroom, entrance, single dummy, that sort of stuff, or any other Cal Royal product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.